And so right now it looks like the first step of the acquisition is in progress. So the big difference between what happened in the first acquisition video is on here we had just a media card when we were only acquiring the memory card in here. So the backup has started. We can start seeing that it's starting to collect the file system, then it'll do contacts, it'll do SMS, and so it'll go through all of these different things. So this will take quite a bit of time depending on the size of your device. But I'm going to allow this to run, and then I will pick back up maybe once or twice throughout the acquisition process. You can see it's actually really going now. And so we can, just by looking at the paths, we can kind of see some of the things that were in here. If you look quickly, you can see some TripAdvisor, some VCast. But the one important thing that I wanted to make sure I mention here is we want to try to acquire the phone intact. What does that mean? That means that I seized this phone and it had the memory card and the SIM card in it. When possible, we want to acquire it with everything there, because sometimes there'll be some stuff in the file system that is partially saved onto the SD card and some stuff that's partially saved onto the internal memory of the phone. So if I took the micro SD card out of the device, then did an acquisition, it would be pointing to a file location similar to if I was doing a computer acquisition and someone had saved some documents onto a USB drive and then I didn't have that USB drive for my investigation. Okay, so again, I can't remember what time we began the acquisition, but it's finished, and so I can go through and I can look there. I had success on almost everything, but then I had partial acquisition on the file system and a partial acquisition on the installed applications. So when we actually get in there and we start parsing out these applications and try to start looking at the data, you will see that some applications are able to show us more information than others. So again, this phone came from an older person, so I don't think there's going to be Snapchat on here, but there might be an Instagram and a WebMD. At this point, we can go ahead and select Finish, and you'll see we're able to. It gives us our task notifications because we still have that turned on. So it says that the data acquisition is complete. And now we can go through here and we can start expanding our tree. And before, when we saw just the mobile card, we were able to see the structure of the system, but there was nothing in it. So let's see what we get now. So again, we still see our model number here, and we can go through and start seeing lots of information in here now. All right. And then again, the big thing that we want to do next to make it easier to actually go through and find information is we want to sort this file. So if we look at our task and we look at the completed task, the only thing we've done so far is acquire the device, and it took nearly 3 hours. But we haven't done anything with the content analysis, searching, reporting, exporting. There's nothing, no task currently running. So what we want to do is we want to select this device, and I want to right click, and I'll say content analysis, and what I want to do is I believe I want to sort the data, but let's check this real quick to see if this gives me the option to do more than just sort the data. So if there's additional keywords I want to do, if I want to do some optical character recognition, I can go ahead and do that. If I want to calculate hashes for the data, I can do that. Do I want to do some additional analysis? So we'll say that we want to do the internet browser and email databases. That I want it to go ahead and start looking in there. I want it to do something with undetected formats. Yep, so that'll be good enough for now. And so we'll go ahead and start this process. And again, once we start this process, we will again go back into our mode of waiting. But the good part is, while this is actually processing, we can still continue to work in E3. So that's working in the background, but we still can go through and look through this information in an unsorted view. So, and you'll start seeing the in and total. You'll start seeing these numbers. You see the column at the top, it says in, total. So when we start figuring out the number of items that are in something and the total number, you'll see those things populating. When you see those columns populating, that means there's something in there worth looking at. While this continues to work and sort and try to navigate to the locations I'm trying to go to, I'm going to go ahead and save this. It says some tasks are active. Stop all tasks before saving the case. So it wants me to go in here and look at my task, and it wants me to stop it. I'm going to try to pause it and see if that will work the same. Right now it's still running. It's paused, so let's see if this will work. Nope, it says it's running or paused, so I'm going to have to stop this just so I can save it. Okay, so there's no task running at this point. So now I can go here, save as, and I'm going to call this, it's going to be the same phone, but this time, instead of doing just the memory card as I did in the earlier set of this series of videos, this is actually a logical acquisition, if I spelled that correctly. Acquisition. Yeah. Okay, so I'm saving it. Alright, now I want to go back in here and restart that content analysis. Let's see if we can go ahead and keep the same options. Nope. There we go. Those are the only two options I changed before. I wanted to look in the email and any email databases and the internet browser. Okay, and we'll go ahead and do chat databases as well. We'll hit finish. So we'll start that process back over. And again, while that's working, we can go ahead and continue to go through here and begin looking. But as we're sorting, we can see things continue to pop up here. So it's a pretty large acquisition, so each of these take time. If I find a video here or I find something of interest, I want to watch it. I don't believe that for video, E3 does not have a built-in player. If you're using something like Access Data's FTK, they do have a built-in renderer, but E3 and Encase do not. They're able to display photos, but not videos. What I would do is I would go to export, and then I would select a location that I would export that to, and once I exported that, I would be able to navigate to that folder. So I did one here just a second ago while I was waiting. And then you can select the video and then you can play it. Alright, so here's a video that was on this device. You can see there's my child, and there's good old Dr. Yerby going over, I think, the George Washington Bridge in New York. So that was just a quick little video, but again, we will just continue to wait while these continue to build themselves. So our sorting is still processing, but again, when we look over here, we can start seeing more and more stuff being built. Like I was saying with the multimedia, there was not a renderer, a way to view those, but if we look in these, so we'll just select an image, and we see the EXIF data pretty readily available. So it tells you, all sorts of information. We can see it was taken on this Samsung here, that the orientation was this, and the image was this. It's a JPEG file, and then we can also go ahead and look at the photo. Right. So, trying to see one here. I don't mind showing. Right now, you'll see these flashing on and off the screen as the sorting continues. So we see the number of graphics continue to go up, and we see these files continue to change. If I want to, so if I wanted to open one of these, let's see, open path. So when I told it to open path, you see it moved me back over into the content view, and then it tells me that path to that is located in this path. So it goes into the phone, it goes into storage, into the SD card, into the DCIM folder, into the camera, and then within that, it's this file here. And if I want to open that with a different program, I can select the program to open that with. So we'll go ahead and just use Windows Photo Viewer. Okay, and then we'll see that the photo opens. All right, so blurry photo. Maybe there was something relevant to our investigation that we wanted to search on here. So, and so again, we'll continue going through. If I wanted to, let's see. So I can go straight here, open with, do this, and you can see some skulls here on the fence. So, alright, we'll keep pausing again. Okay, so we can see that the sorting is still running, but again, you can start to see that these things are starting to build up, and we're starting to see more and more pieces of information in here, and we're also able to start going ahead and drilling into some of the apps. Again, what we'll see as you get more into E3 and you start looking at some different acquired mobile devices, is you'll see some applications are supported more than others. So in here, I'm in a WebMD application that was installed on this device. And so looking at the file view over here, I can see some different graphics that were in here. I can even zoom in on it as you would in a Windows Explorer. We can look through and we can see some of the different HTML documents that would be in the WebMD application. And then let's see if we can find an example of an application that is less supported. So let's see, that one probably will be. We'll see what's in this Walgreens app. So right now, when I try to look into this Walgreens app, I'm not getting anything. Right? If I look into Bluetooth, I'll probably just see a few things. So I see a music file that was transferred via Bluetooth, and of course it is. Let's see if we can open this. So I'll try to click on it. I get nothing. Look at the properties. I get some information. File view. Again, there's not a renderer for this. I get some information, so we can see some information about the file. So it's a file titled Walk Hard. There's something in here, Dewey Cox. I just happen to know this. This is a song, and that's the artist. And this lane that might have to do with the encoding scheme. So there's some different information you can get out of here. If we believe that this really is an MP3 file, we could open with, and it gives us a couple options here. So we'll just open it with our Windows Media Player. Walk hard, hard down life's rocky road. You get the idea. So these will continue building, but for now I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and when this series picks back up, what I'll probably have done is started a new video, and this process, the sorting process, will hopefully be completed. So, alrighty.